Ciao Juventini and calcio lovers of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. In 30 minutes, the first kickoff of the first match day of Serie A. Serie A is back, the league that I love the most, the league that I hate the most. You know it, but that's passion. This is passion, this is why I love it. You know it, I am a vintage lover of calcio and it will always be here in my heart. And I'm ready for another season of love and hate. Depends on Juve, of course. If Juve is doing well, I will love Serie A. If Juve is not doing well, I will hate Serie A. But it is what it is. Ragazzi miei, prediction video, and not a usual prediction because it's not the definitive prediction video. If you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I will tell you what we will do today. I told you, not a definitive prediction because I hate doing the prediction when transfer market is still open, especially in Italy, in Serie A, where everything is starting actually on the 15th of August. Before that, 6 weeks where everyone is on the beach, they are enjoying or working, but are waiting for the sales of the last 2 weeks, and then everyone is in a rush trying to find the opportunity that could potentially change everything. And that's what we are speaking about. Every prediction that I will make today, well, tomorrow can be totally different. You know it, a lot of teams are still looking for or a striker or a defender or a midfielder, but that can really change an entire season. So let's start with the temporary prediction, what I feel at today, 30 minutes before the first game. So at least we have a draft with the first initial ideas. Scudetto competitors, I will try to answer you. Scudetto competitors, top 4, relegation zone, the surprise team of the season, in positive but also in negative, who could potentially do well per role. Goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, offensive player, striker. So let's try to do this. We start with the Scudetto competitors who could win the Scudetto. I put 2 teams ahead of everyone, and no, it is not Juventus Football Club. As we speak today on the 23rd of August, the 2 teams that I put there, Napoli, they just won last year, and Inter. For what reason Napoli? Why will there be a fight between these 2 teams at today? Because I told you, Napoli won last year, and when you win, you're always favorite. You're there at the starting block. Pole position, Napoli. Then you have the Conte factor. He has been actually confirmed extremely early after winning the Scudetto last year, and they had all the time in the world to build a really beautiful team because they started early with the Mercato. They knew they were qualified. They had an entire preseason to start working on the team. They go and they went with a lot of players. Noah Lang, Luca, they went with De Bruyne. They have really beautiful players there. Bukema, another really beautiful player. So they have a big Mercato, they cannot hide, and this is all the positive why Napoli will fight for the Scudetto. Then what are the negatives for that team? We know it's a multiple competition year for Antonio Conte, and that's always a difficult one. Antonio Conte, that here or there is dropping points, and then if we are totally honest, last year it's more Inter that lost it than Napoli that won it, if we are totally honest, because Inter, they had to win the Serie A. They lost it because Napoli was there. They believed in it. But the football that we saw last year from Napoli was not the most convincing one. So now on top of that, a double competition. But they did a huge big Mercato with nearly all the requests from Antonio Conte that were fulfilled. And they want to continue with Mercato. So you have positive, you have negative. But Napoli will be there. What about Inter? A lot of people are predicting Inter to be out of the top 4, to have a disaster year. Which, of course, as a Juventino, I hope. That's the most beautiful thing that could possibly happen. But honestly, they are still there to fight for the Scudetto. To me, yes, it's true, they lost everything last year, from Coppa Italia to Supercoppa to FIFA Club World Cup to the Serie A to the Champions League 5 competition. Number 5, that reminds us of that 5-0 that they lost in the final against PSG. Ma buio se finì. Attenzione. Anyway, I don't think that they will win, but I don't think that they will do really bad. I don't know Inter. It will depend, of course, of Chievo. Chievo is the question mark. If you are looking at the Mercato they did, it was not a spectacular one. They are still trying now to fix some players, to sign some players, but we don't know. It's a really big question mark. On the other side, they still have all the players that were there last year with 1 year of experience more. It's true that they were, if I'm not wrong, one of the oldest team last season. Probably they are the oldest team this season again. So 1 year of, because they are participating in all the competitions, so 1 year of let's say, fatigue in the legs a bit more, but you have still a Barella, you have a Bastoni, you have the midfield, you have the strikers, Thuram, Lautaro. On top of that, you have a Boni with fresh legs. So I think that they're still there to compete. Inter. Again, the question mark is Kivu, and the question mark is, will they have that collapse after losing everything last year, because mentally that was really a big hit. So pay attention, but I believe that these two teams are really there to compete. Then top four, I believe that there are a few teams that are equal. I put Juve there, I put Milan there, Roma and Lazio. Lazio will tell me, Beppe, they didn't even have Mercato. Pay attention. Why Juve? There. That doesn't mean that Juve will finish third. That doesn't mean that Juve will finish fourth. They cannot win the Scudetto. No, but at the moment I see them there because Juventus, as of today, is, according to me, incomplete. We don't know about Colomani. Extra players behind the striker at the moment, we don't know. We spoke about Sancho the entire summer. We spoke about Jegrova recently. We spoke about so many players, O'Reilly, but at the moment the reality is that we have an injured player that is Miretti, and that we have an Adzic that we didn't really see playing a lot of minutes with Igor Tudor, and we still don't know if he will go on loan or not. So we have question mark there, like we have also question marks about other roles. What about the left center back? Because I see a lot of people, but Kelly must be sold, and hopefully Sunderland, and hopefully that club will sign him and take him. But I don't know if you are aware at the moment that the problem is not Kelly. The problem is that we miss another player there as a left center back on top of Kelly or with Kelly, I don't know, but at the moment we have a huge big problem there because we have only one player that is able to play with his natural foot as a left center back. So we still have not a second player there, like we don't have a right wing back, because after Joao Mario that is extremely offensive, well, we don't have a player that can replace him. Yes, we have one that is adapted at the moment, Nico Gonzalez, but we are speaking about Atletico Madrid, we are speaking about Mercato voices for that player. What about, I told you, Colomani, but then if he doesn't come, we stay with Vlad. We have a really incomplete team, according to me, and a lot depends on Bremer. Bremer cannot play, I can guarantee that, 38 games of Serie A, plus the Coppa Italia, plus all the games of Champions League. It will be tough, so we need to find a balance there. So according to me, Juve is really incomplete. But on the other side, with Tudor in the beginning of the season, I heard today the press conference, I will come back on it tomorrow. I didn't want to annoy you with that today. But I think that something has been created in the locker room that if we are able to have no injuries, if we are able to have a bit of positivity in the beginning of the season, starting to win game 1, game 2, especially game 3, game 4, 5, you never know what can happen. So pay attention to Juve. That can be a beautiful surprise, but at the moment we are an incomplete team. That's why I want to come back on Juve after the transfer market. What about Milan? Allegri is a guarantee of top 4. We know that Allegri is there with one game a week, with a beautiful Mercato. Look at the midfield, Yashari. Look at Modric, Ricci, maybe even Rabiot. We don't know at the moment, but at the moment I really see them there fighting for a top 4 with a beautiful Mercato, with one game a week, and with Allegri as a guarantee. What about the Roma? Well, Roma, Gasperini revolution. They already had a beautiful team coached by Ranieri. Gasperini wants to do well in a beautiful state, in a beautiful city with a beautiful club. So pay attention to the Roma that will fight for it. And then I give you the other team from Roma, Lazio. It's true, they didn't have any Mercato, but Sarri effect is always an important one. I'm sure that he knows already the club because he coached it already. He knows already some of the players there, if not a lot of the players there. I'm sure that he found the right words to make sure that they can do something beautiful. According to me, it could be a beautiful surprise, but I come back on the surprising teams later today. What about Atalanta? Well, they could possibly suffer, but it's still a good team. Charles de Ketelaar, they took Sulemana, they have really a beautiful team. Juric is, according to me, has been criticized a lot because he didn't do well at Roma, but it's not a bad coach, and he's a Scuola Gasperini coach, so I don't see them entering the top 4, but Juric is or everything will go well or everything will go bad, and if they change, you pay attention to Diaco Motta. That could be the sub of Juric, Pay attention to Atalanta, not in the top 4. And then Bologna, that should not be a surprise anymore, fighting for European spot. But I think that Bologna could be the negative surprise team, but I come back on that. So what about the relegation zone? I think that Cremonese, Pisa and Parma... at the moment, at today, Cremonese, because they change everything, and I don't like when a team that is just promoted, they change the entire team. It's extremely difficult. So Cremonese, I'm not a huge big fan. I didn't like the mercato of Pisa. It's true they took Quadrado, but I didn't like that mercato. Parma, pay attention. Young coach, and never coached in Serie A. He's 29 years old, super young. I'm not 100% confident. And I want to put another team, it's Lecce. Why? Because of the Di Francesco factor. Di Francesco, every time that he's coaching a team, they start fantastically well. Second part of the season, boom, 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 boom. And then they finish like third last and they go in relegation. What about Juve? Just few predictions. This is the year of Kenan Yildiz. This is the year of Kenan Yildiz. You heard it as well. Step up in terms of maturity. Locatelli capitano, vice captain Bremer, and then 3 players. Yildiz, Thuram, Gatti as captain. Year of maturity. The real year where he's confident, when he's mature, where he believes in himself, where he has that awareness closer to the goal. I really believe that this can be the year of Kenan Yildiz. And then Kelly could be a beautiful surprise if he stays and if he starts. That's my big controversial take of today. The players per role that could surprise in positive. Goalkeeper, I will tell you, Israel, that is playing at Torino. It's a goalkeeper that I really like in the youth academy from Juve. Pay attention to Israel because he did really well also with Sporting. Defense. If they play with 3, because I still didn't understand the intentions of Allegri with Milan, but if they play with 3, Pavlovic could be one of the best defenders, at least top 3 defenders of Serie A this season. For the midfield, I go with 2 names. Yashari, that I followed at Bruges, exceptional player. I think that 1 game a week can really give him time to settle in. Not that much in the beginning of the season, but from, November, boom, 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 Yashari could really make the difference. And I will put you a player that I have never been a huge big fan of, but pay attention to the year of Rovella. Offensive players, I put 3 names. Yildiz, I already told you. Pay attention to Leao. Leao, that looks like he has a beautiful affinity with Max Allegri. Leao could really devastate Serie A this season. And then Sule under Gasperini could be really a threat. Strikers, I put Morata back at Como, could be an important one, and I put a player that I really wanted at Juve already 2 seasons ago. Camarda. Pay attention to Camarda in the beginning of the season with Di Francesco. Could be a striker that we'll see week in, week out. What about the positive, surprising teams? I put you Como. It's an easy one, but I put your Lazio, which is a big, difficult one. Lazio, positive team. The negative team, negative surprise, Bologna, according to me. Let's see, guys, these are the early predictions. I will try to do one. I think that I will do one as soon as the Mercato is closed, so probably the 2nd, 3rd of September when I'm back from Canada. I will try to do a complete one with predictions that if I am wrong, you can blame me. Now you cannot blame me yet. Put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe, grazie, forza, calcio. Today we say calcio.